Late one evening, a man named Daniel was driving down a winding, desolate road in the middle of nowhere. The sky was thick with fog, and the headlights of his car barely got through it. He had been on the road for hours and was beginning to feel the weight of exhaustion. But there was no sign of civilization for miles. He glanced at his GPS, but the screen flickered and then went dark. Annoyed, Daniel pulled over to the side of the road to try and restart it. As he fumbled with his phone, he heard something soft, deliberate footsteps behind him. He froze. The footsteps were slow and rhythmic, but the strange thing was that they didn't sound like they were coming from the road. They seemed to be coming from the woods beside him. He turned around, expecting to see an animal or another traveler, but the fog was too thick, and all he could make out were shadowy shapes, indistinct and swaying. His heart raced as the footsteps grew closer. His first instinct was to get back in the car, but just as he reached for the door handle, a voice whispered from the fog, "Help me." Daniel's blood ran cold. It was a low, gravelly voice, as if the speaker hadn't spoken in years. He hesitated for a long moment before replying, "Who are you?" There was a long silence before the voice spoke again, this time right behind him. "Help me, before it's too late." Terrified, Daniel whipped around, but no one was there. The footsteps had stopped. The fog had thickened even more, and now he couldn't see more than a few feet in front of him. Suddenly, his car engine sputtered, then died. The lights flickered and went out. Daniel felt his breath catch in his throat as he heard a low growl. Not from the woods this time, but from the car itself. The back seat door creaked open. In the pale darkness, a figure slowly slid into the car. It was a woman, or something like a woman. Her face was pale, her eyes sunken and dark, her clothes tattered. She didn't move or make a sound. She just sat there, staring at him. Before Daniel could scream, she whispered one last time, "You should have helped me." Then everything went silent. The fog swallowed the car whole, and when the dawn came, Daniel's car was found abandoned on the side of the road. No sign of him anywhere, just the empty car, the door wide open, and a single, muddy handprint on the backseat window.